chasing that big bag. Everybody ramming that clutch in the fire. My younger day once on ride for him. He mugging we up and I hope that the...
What's good? It's your boy OTC Ro, and welcome back to Roo Reviews, man. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Roast, dislike, do the most, man. Hit the notification button so you know when your boy is uploading to the tube, man. Shouts out to everybody rocking with your boy. Like I told you earlier, this is the late night cap, 6 or 7 videos, man. That's how I'm rocking. No music videos. All right, just getting out the way. Anyways, man, this is the 12 most insane extreme sports in the world, man. Let's get to it.
Extreme sports are a fact of life. From the day men started throwing balls, racing, and climbing hills, there have been those who want to go further and do more. From the first man to climb Everest to the thousands of people who swim with sharks every year, extreme sportsmen and women are common. There are some people, however, who want to take extreme sporting to even more unusual places. These 12 extreme sports are quirky, unusual, and sometimes downright strange, but their participants love them anyway. Extreme ironing. Perhaps not the most sporty of our offerings, but definitely the most unusual. Extreme ironing sees people carrying their ironing boards and unplugged irons to remote and beautiful locations. Then they iron their crumpled clothes on site. How can this be extreme, you ask? Well, enthusiasts have caught themselves on camera ironing while water skiing, hanging from cliffs, on top of icy mountains, doing handstands on the board, and...
But if you think about it, you're not really ironing because it's not plugged in. Unless those are wireless ones. They got the wireless irons now, so...
in caves. One intrepid housework enthusiast even ironed their clothes underwater. Yeah, we can imagine that went well. Limbo skating. Not for the faint of heart or the stiff of joint, limbo skating is all the rage in India right now. This is a sport which requires flexibility, strength, and balance of the average gymnast. In short, limbo skating involves roller skating underneath cars. Oh yes, that's right. You strap on your skates, get some momentum, and then lower yourself as close to the ground as you can. Why do this? Well, in order to skate underneath sometimes moving vehicles, of course. This nearly impossible sport already has a champion, Wonder Kid Aniket Chindak. This Indian youth skated underneath 57 cars in succession. There's one for the record book.
My people from India, if anybody has that video, send me that video. That's a bag. You know what I'm saying? He got him a bag, bro. And what I mean by that is that's something that's going to pay off in the long run. That's a talent that nobody can do. Only certain people in the world can do, and he's one of them. You know what I'm
saying? Wife carrying. The Finnish sport of wife carrying, or jukonkanto in Finnish, is an obstacle course of sorts. Nothing unusual about that, right? Well, wife carrying has a twist. Competitors must, you guessed it, carry their wives on their backs throughout the course. They can do it either in piggyback, fireman's lift, which is over the shoulder, or Estonian style, which is with the wife upside down while her legs wrap around her husband's shoulders. Couples come from around the world to compete in the World Championship event held in Sonkajärvi. There are even qualifying events, such as the one on New Remain USA, for which the prize is entry into the World Championship, the wife's weight in beer, and 5 times her weight in cash. That being a numerical calculation, not the weight in bills. Weird? Certainly, but lucrative. Do you think this counts as bonding? Slacklining. We all know about tightrope walking. Sure, but what about slacklining? Imagine the thrill, or terror, of being hundreds of feet in the air on a taut, firm rope. Now imagine how it would feel if that rope were flat and bouncy. Yes, that is slacklining, my friends, and it is extreme.
So here in Oregon, a lot of people do this. A lot of people. Like, you'll see a random person have this tied to, you know what I'm saying, 2 trees, and they bouncing off of it, doing tricks and shit, and trying to, you know, stop themselves from smacking their head on the ground and giving themselves a concussion. So yeah, I've seen this one before.
Slackline ropes are made with different types of dynamic webbing, which produces the effect of a rubber band while being strong enough to withstand the weight of an adult. Now, they are flat, which stops your foot from rolling as it would on a tightrope, but nonetheless, they are bouncy. Many slackliners adjust the tension for different feats and tricks. Would you consider slacklining as a way to get your heart pumping? Unicycle hockey. If the unusual nature of speeding through life on a single wheel is becoming just too tame for you, there is now the option of unicycle hockey. You can find your nearest club through the Union of UK Unicyclists. Say that 3 times fast. The concept is much the same as any game of hockey. The 5 players on each team try to score goals with a wooden stick, but on a unicycle, of course. In this sport, putting your hockey stick through another player's spokes is considered to be a foul.
Like if you went to a foreign country, you know what I'm saying, and you wanted to try a new sport, this would be a good sport to try. Like, you know, just for fun, just and you say for instance you're a vlogger or you know what I'm saying, you just on vacation and it was just something dope and fun to do. That would be a good sport to do. That shit look hard though. I don't know how to unicycle though. I tried that shit before. I failed like 5 or 6 times. It's not for me.
They're painful one at that, we would imagine. Zorbing. From the home of bungee jumping, which is New Zealand in case you didn't know, comes zorbing. Zorbing involves hurtling down a steep hill at high speeds while safely ensconced in a transparent inflatable ball. Yep, you can zorb solo with friends or even...
Now, this is the one I would do. I like that. I would do that one. That's dope.
On water. In fact, there are even zorb football events, which feature smaller plastic domes that cover only your top half. As you can imagine, hilarity often ensues while the teams battle for supremacy. Underwater hockey. Here is another entry from the world of hockey, which is, let's face it, the most terrifying sport of all anyway. Underwater hockey, or octopush, has 107 clubs across the UK alone and was invented in the early 1950s. Elite swimmers, tired of simply doing laps, donned masks and fins and started to use a small spatula-sized stick to push a 3-pound puck. The goal is to get the puck into the other team's, well, goal at the other end of the 80-foot pool while diving for long periods of time. Players breathe through their snorkels mostly and can stay underwater for a minute or 2 at a time. It is this that makes the British Octopush Association claim that underwater hockey is the supreme aerobic exercise. Because you know other sports let you breathe while you compete.
Yeah. That's gotta be probably one of the most difficult sports to play, bro. Especially if you only can breathe and stay underwater for a minute or 2. That's gotta be one of the most ones to do.
Cliff diving. A little less unusual than it is heart-stopping, cliff diving is the extreme sport of choice for champions of the top board. The concept is terrifyingly simple and, well, terrifying.
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3!
You clamber to the top of some rocky precipice above a body of water. You then gauge where to jump so as best to avoid the rocks below. Then, you jump. It's that simple and that strange. On the plus side, however, there are some stunning locations across the world in which to do this. The Red Bull cliff diving contests, which take place across the world, are now very popular. There are less thrilling ways to see the natural world, though, for sure. Volcano boarding. If you thought snowboarding was extreme, you had best prepare yourself for this. Thousands of travelers make a journey each and every year to Nicaragua. They do so to visit the Cerro Negro mountain so that they can take part in an extreme new sporting craze, volcano boarding.
Boy, you got to be the dumbest. Boy, you dumb as hell. You got to be the dumbest nigga if you gonna go snowboarding on a volcano. Look what I just said. Listen to that. Snowboarding on a volcano. They can erupt at any point. You white folks don't care about y'all life, do y'all?
You heard us. People race down a 2,380-foot active volcano on a specially constructed plywood board. Surfers can reach speeds of 50 miles an hour and wear specialized protective clothing while on the way down. Since the creation of this sport in 2005, no less than 10,000 people have participated. If there's anything stranger than this, it may just be the next entry. Cheese rolling. The Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake is named after the hill on which it takes place, and dates...
Bro, this sport is so weird. Bro, the people on ESPN were confused why they were covering it. That one time they had to cover this, and this is the time during the summer where no sports besides this baseball is on. So you know there ain't shit to cover besides free agency and football and basketball. They was covering that. I remember that.
Back to the 19th century. This event was once held on an official basis in Gloucestershire, England, but is now being held unofficially due to rates of injury. The number of injuries being reported were causing concern, and so the...
Send me some links of this right here. Cheese rolling. Send me links of cheese rolling, please.
Event was officially cancelled. The concept is simple, as stated by a reporter for the Sydney Morning Herald, and includes 20 young men chasing a cheese off a cliff and tumbling 200 yards to the bottom, where they are scraped up by paramedics and packed off to the hospital. If the concept of chasing cheese down a steep, stone-littered hill in a pack of 20 or so, with the near certainty of injury looming, isn't strange enough for you, then check out our next sport. Air kicking. If air kicking is a sport, it's certainly a confusing one. Nonetheless, this unusual and highly extreme pastime is taking the world by storm. What is air kicking, you ask? Well, have you ever wanted to be launched through the air into water or foam by a catapult? Yes? Then you're in luck. Air kicking involves participants climbing into a specially constructed catapult, which propels them through the air in a pre-calculated trajectory. The machine works by harnessing air pressure and water. The air kicker, which is named for those who participate, sit in a seat at the back of the machine and set themselves in motion with the push of a button. They are then hurtled through the air by the force of a rocket nozzle, which uses pressurized water to propel them 26 feet before they land in a swimming pool or foam pit. While air kicking seems to have no rules, it is gaining popularity because of the fun factor.
Yeah, bro, that can be like a little ride at the amusement park, little water parks or whatnot.
Train surfing. Train surfing.
This and the volcano have got to be the dumbest, bruh. Dumbest. Train surfing? Hit me up in the comment section if you ever been train surfing. We gotta have a conversation.
Is an illegal sport, usually, which involves players climbing onto and surfing moving trains. This highly unusual and very dangerous extreme sport is a huge issue in South Africa right now, where many young men have been injured or killed. Train surfing began in the 1980s in Germany, where it was called S-Bahn surfing. It was forgotten at one point but reinvented in 2005 in Frankfurt due to a young man calling himself the Train Rider. This man famously surfed the fastest train in Germany, the Intercity Express, while it was in motion. Remember, this is illegal in most countries and extremely dangerous, so think twice before participating. If you want to know more about the extreme sports and pastimes of the world, don't...
Shouts out to my man for this video, man. That was very interesting. Send me some more stuff like that. Cheese rolling. Y'all know some cheese rolling clips. Send me some cheese rolling clips. Let me know what was your favorite extreme sport you saw in this video, man. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Roast, dislike, do the most, man. It's your boy OTC Ro. This is Rue Reviews. We on the late night cap. And I'm going to see you when I see you. Gone.